Hello, welcome back to another video, and today we are going to be checking out some updates that Blizzard have released for Plunderstorm. Now, the reason I'm making this video is not because you could just go and read them yourselves on the WoW forums, but Blizzard have updated Plunderstorm in a very unique way. There's a lot of updates that just simply aren't actually on what the patch notes are. There's a lot of shadow updates that they seem to be doing at the moment, which is really good in my opinion, especially for the brand new game. But I wanted to go over them today to give you guys a bit of a lowdown on what those changes are. So there's a couple of quality of life changes that they made very recently that, again, they don't seem to be in the update. So the first one being, every game it used to be that when you logged in, you would get a very zoomed in camera, and used to have to zoom out. Now, yes, okay, this like literally you've got to do a zoom out, but they have changed this now. So when you leave your first game, once you log in and then you join again, your camera will remain at the same zoom as what you left it. So it's kind of nice in a way, because sometimes if you're AFK waiting to be plundered in, and you're just watching a YouTube video or a stream or something, or watching a Zenith video obviously, then you're able to just make sure that you're at the right zoom. Now, the second thing that I'm going to talk about here is more to do with duos. Now, in the duo world, you and your other party member that you're playing with have the opportunity of flying the bird together. Now, one of you will control the bird while one of you is a guest. Now, a lot of people have asked for this to be something of a choice, so you can choose who is going to be the person with the mount and who is going to be the person that is not flying the mount. However, Blizzard, and we're going to go over this post very shortly, Blizzard have announced that that was not intentional. It should always be the party leader is the one flying the bird. So that is something that we are going to check out very shortly. But one of the things that I know we've all been asking for since day one of Plunderstorm's release, and that is this beautiful thing over here, and this is the kill counter. Now, it is still going under some changes. Every now and again you'll notice you'll get a couple of kills and you won't actually get any credit for it on your kill counter. However, they are editing it in real time. Yesterday morning when I was playing matches, it wasn't going up at all, and now it has actually started going up. They've also moved the notifications, as you can see there. They moved them over here on the left hand side instead of being in the front of your screen. There's mixed opinions on this. Some people say it's annoying because now it's, you've actually got to move your camera to be able to read them, to click them away. Some people say they are pretty good because they are out of the way and you can just kind of ignore it. It just kind of depends, I guess, on your own playstyle. Now, one of the things that they should change, in my opinion, is the level change that they have made. Now, we're going to go into that in a little bit more detail here, but that is something that I strongly think that they did well, because they're trying to give back to the PvE side of the game, but the PvP side has taken a bit of a downdrift because of it. So let's jump over to the Blizzard post and wish this guy good luck. So jumping on over to the patch notes now, the first patch notes we're going to go over is March the 26th. So plunder contained in drop piles increased by 50% for solo matches. That is something that was strongly needed. When you were playing duo matches and then you were playing solos, you could definitely feel the difference in the amount of plunder you were getting per match played. And this also kind of helps with the people that are just trying to get the Renown 40 for the achievements, or even the plunder 1 million. But yeah, that is a nice little change that they made. Reviving teammates now only takes 10 seconds. Again, this is more for a duo situation, but that is a nice change. 15 seconds was quite clunky and it's quite a long time. Health brew cooldown for when you have been revived has now been introduced by 5 seconds. This is a nice change, because I can't tell you how many times I've been ganked after being revived, or my teammates been ganked after being revived. I like this. Adjust the in-game match leveling curve to increase the rate at which you level to level 7, and then decreased it above level 8 or level 7, so 8, 9, 10 is lower. Now, this is a good change for somebody that likes to farm and is used to farming. However, it's going to take some adjustments for the people that like to PvP from the moment you drop, because if you're doing that and you get starved after that because the elites are being killed and you haven't looted any chests and things, you are going to be stuck at lower level now when the circle becomes closer. So in a way, this has kind of driven people to the more farm-based action more than actually just going and killing each other as fast as you possibly can. But again, I mean, the development notes, many games have ended with large player level differences. I mean, I question how many of these games are people in bushes and with boats. So that's something to consider, I guess, Blizz. Now, Earthbreaker now grants the caster immunity. Now, this, in my opinion, is broken, because what you can now do is you can send out, so if you've got somebody who's like a caster or a poke build and you've got Earthbreaker on your bars, you can just slam Earthbreaker and you don't get any CC whatsoever. So now you've got Repel, you've got your shield, and you've got Earthbreaker, and then on top of that you could also use Blink as the trinket, or you could use Phase. So I mean, they're kind of making it nice because you've got a way of outplaying CC in a way, but then on the other hand, so many people, there's so many anti-CC spells, and a minute CC is just going to be absolutely useless to use. But let's see how they go. Favor Form no longer provides any damage reduction. Now this is a key thing. I've seen a lot of people, even myself, dying now, because when you now use Favor Form, it used to be that you could run over all the traps and you wouldn't take much damage. Now you take full damage. So keep that in mind. If you're going to run over all the traps, you're basically just going to kill yourself if you do that. And then Hunter Chain's missile now moves significantly faster. Again, this was kind of just more of a change in, it just makes it a bit nicer, I guess. You can juke a lot of people now with the Hunter Change, which is a lot nicer. And fireball damage being reduced by 20%. I could see this coming because even though they did reduce it before, we still had people dying to level 1 firewalls, and also it was a nice cleanup spell. So I kind of like that they've done that. Rhyme Arrow cooldown has been increased at higher ranks, and is now 10.875.5, was 10.864. Rhyme Arrow, in my opinion, still needs to be nerfed a little bit. Not because it's an OP spell, but the way that you can use it in the end circle and poking people is way too broken. Especially for somebody that's playing like a full melee build in solos, you're pretty much always having to play a defensive because of Rhyme Arrow, because people can just poke you, third party you quite easily. Now, moving swiftly on to March the 27th, this is literally the next day, they released more updates. The Storm's Fury Swells, lightning strikes during the final stage of the game will go faster and more dangerous. Now, if you've not seen this before, basically when you get to the very last circle, the circle doesn't come in anymore, it doesn't move like Fortnite and the rest of the battle royales, it stays in that circle. But what they've done is to help with AFKs or people that are in bushes, shall we say, or if there's like 4 of you and it's just like a continuous battle just running around in circles, you've got a lot of swirlies on the floor and they hurt big time. Now there is now a delay of 20 seconds after reviving somebody where you can no longer collect plunder. So yesterday's or 26th update was it's a lot easier to revive people. Now you can't grief people that you revive, or if you grief them, you're not actually going to get any rewards from that, which again is a bit of a nicer change. Additional enemies now spawn in the village and the wild area northeast of. Basically, they've just added more enemies. I kind of like that because they were quite hot spots for people to land in, and unless you killed a few mobs, you're definitely going to be starved for the rest of the game. Fixed an issue where swapping back to default sword and gun appearances were not saving correctly, so that's just a cosmetic change, which is kind of nice that they're doing that. Fix an issue so that when you pick up an additional rank 2 spell, whilst you have a rank 2 spell is equipped, it will grant the rank 4. This has happened to me a couple of times. So if you have like a rank 2 slicing, for example, and then there's a rank 2 slicing on the floor, sometimes what would happen is when you pick it up, you just get 1 rank, which obviously doesn't make logical sense. And the Captain's Order X marks the spot, you actually have to go and pick up one item. It used to be 2 items. Again, I feel like this is just for people that want to get the plunder or the achievements. Like this isn't very big, because the world quests don't actually give you anything in game apart from plunder. So it's kind of a nice little change for people that want to do that. And finally, now this isn't really a hotfix per se, and they haven't released any more updates on fixes since. I'm pretty sure over the next couple of days we are going to be receiving some more updates on hotfixes, but this is what I was talking about the bird. So some absolute legend made a post on the forum saying, please let us choose who can steer the bird in duos, and the community manager has commented to say that the intention is that the party lead will always be the pilot. There was a bug that resulted in duo parties always putting in the pilot seat. That should not be a thing. We actually fixed this already, so in next week's weekly reset, only the leader will be the one that is leading the bird. I kind of like that in a way, because especially when I play with my duo partner, he always prefers to be the one flying the bird. I personally don't really care. So for that type of situation, it makes a lot of sense. Solo duos, it's going to be interesting. Gonna have to obviously hope that your partner isn't AFK when you land, but that is the way that Blizzard wanted to work. So make sure you guys stay tuned, because we are going to be deep diving into every single patch that they make for this game. I'm super enjoying it right now. I like the way that they're doing these updates. They are very fast, very speedy. However, they're not big updates, they're just minor little cosmetic updates, or updates where the game just feels a bit clunky and they're just kind of fixing it as they go, which is quite nice to see that they are so active. But let me know in the comment section below if there's any changes that you think that they should make. And as always guys, make sure to like the video, and I'll see you all in the next one.